Well, this is my life. I am Eleanor Bertolli. I grew up in Pavola, which is a little town up on Quincy Hill. And family of 10, I'm the sole survivor. Family of 10. I want to tell the town of Pavola when it was then we had one store. It was a grocery store, it was a post office, and it was a gas station.
Oh my gosh.
And they sold fresh meats, you know, and this was mostly to the miners. See, that's the story of Pavola. And there were 2 brothers and a mother that owned that store. And they're long gone, see. And the mother could have been my grandma because I mixed an awful lot with her, slept at her house. I came from a family of 10. I had 6 brothers and 4 girls. And I had a sister that was crippled, and my mother took care of her at home. And she only spoke thin, so she never had any education, but she knew the family and friends real well. And she passed away when she was 51, so I give my mother very much credit because she raised 10 kids, and of course some of them left home when when I came along. You know, they all went to Detroit, the big city of Detroit, and worked there and educated them. I had a brother who had his own engineering business, and he went to night school to earn his degree. I lived in a 4-room house, 10 children, had an outdoor bathroom, used catalogs for toilet paper. I would like to say how we washed clothes by hand with a scrub board. And on the wash day, my mother would put a big boiler, which was like a tub, on top of our wood stove, and heat the water. See, we only had wood and coal stoves in my time. And that's how she heated the water, and we used a scrub board like this to wash our clothes. I'll show you. And then what we did was we hung the clothes. If it was nice, they went on the lines outside and dried outside on the lines. In the wintertime, sometimes they hung in the shed, what we called an outside, and they froze. And then we would take them in and hopefully thaw them out. We always had plenty of food. My mother was an excellent cook and a baker. I always remember her lemon meringue pies. She was famous for them, and she did make good cakes, and they were made from scratch. No cake mix in my time. And was a very good cook. We usually had, on Sunday, we always had a pork roast, mashed potatoes, mashed rutabaga, and good gravy. And plenty of milk and homemade bread. So she was a very good housekeeper. And I do have to tell you that we had only wooden floors in our days, and we had homemade carpets, rag rugs. And of course, my mother had so many young kids and friends running in and out, so you know, she used to tack those rugs on the floor so they would stay straight. And she was a very fussy lady with her curtains. I have to tell you this. She ironed her own curtains, and they had to be hung right on the windows. And that's where Eleanor got to do it. She learned a lot from her mother. We respected the old people in my days. Never ever sassed my mother or father. Went to 9 grades of school, and if we wanted to continue, we had to find our own transportation to go to Hancock High School. And those were tough days, so Eleanor did not continue. And there was only one boy from my school that did continue, and his name was Leo Lindquist. He became a doctor and a surgeon. Passed away in Carolinas in about 3 years ago. I was a very hard-working girl in my early years of my life. And I cleaned houses in Pavla for the older women, and they probably weren't so old. I probably was 13 years old, and they might have been in the 30s. But we called them old ladies anyway in my time. I cleaned their house and washed ceilings and walls, and their usually payment was $1. And we accepted that without a question. And now I am going to tell you about the government program called NYA. And that was a program for young girls. There was such a program as WPA, and that was for the men. And on NYA, I learned to sew. And we walked from Pavla to Hancock and had our sewing room up above the fire hall in Hancock. We had to work 8 days for the $18 the government paid us. And we never ever had a ride. Sometimes we might have been lucky, but after our shift was in, we walked right back home, which was probably from Pavla to Hancock would be 3 miles one way. So I did a lot of walking in my day, and that's why my legs are still good. I'm the lady of hard knocks, but I'm very proud of it. Yeah. That's my life. Oh.